A film about a young boy who saved people from hunger thanks to the knowledge he gained in a local library. Based on real events, 2001, Republic of Malawi, South Africa. The main character, William, and his father Travel are harvesting corn. Suddenly the boy's uncle falls to the dry ground. At the funeral, the priest talks about the deceased and his children. They are interrupted by the appearance of shamans calling for rain. Later at home, the boys try to fix the tape recorder. At this point, it becomes clear to us that William is technically smarter than most of the locals. His father sent him to the roof to check on her condition. While the boy is on the roof, Parrot put on his beta gift, a new school uniform. After work, the boy drinks water from the well to wash off all the dust. He thanks his family for the new school uniform, goes to school. Next we learn that William's sister is in love with a school teacher. After class, William hands the teacher an envelope for his sister. He learns that his father did not fully pay for his studies. If they don't pay the full amount, the boy will not be allowed to study. At home, he walks with his family through the field and makes holes in the ground, so that the water and the rain goes into it. Because of this, he didn't have time to prepare for tests at school. After school, William and a friend go to the junkyard to look for something useful in the trash. When children return home, they witness the Catherine tribe. A tobacco company offers the man a job felling trees, but destroying trees will lead to flooding the crops with heavy rains, which will eventually starve the tribe, so the company is rejected. But the poor people who need money one by one go against the leader's wishes and sign the agreement. In his spare time, William makes clever bird traps. The catch becomes payment to the club where the older kids listen to the radio. But before soccer starts, the radio's batteries run out, and William runs home in the rain to get working batteries from the tape recorder. Using his knowledge of physics, the boy assembles a power source from the remaining batteries. The radio started broadcasting about planes crashing into the US Trade Center towers. But the African youths don't care about that. They switch to the game. On their way home, the friends noticed William's sister kissing the school teacher. The boy asks his friend not to tell anyone about it. The next day, during another trash search, a friend encouraged the boy to break the teacher's bicycle. But instead, William wants to steal a flashlight from the bike to study at night. His attention is attracted by a dynamo machine that generates electricity while driving. A burning light bulb gives the smart guy an idea. At night, William accidentally overhears his parents talking that they have no money to pay for his schooling. The next morning, anyone who doesn't have paid tuition gets sent home. His father wants to use the money he has saved to buy back the land and forest from the tobacco company. Trial asks his old friend for help, but he refuses. In addition, after the events of September 11, international markets are feverish and the country is threatened by hunger. Instead of studying, William wanders through the trash. He manages to assemble one battery from two, but needs electricity to charge it. He sneaks into class in his school uniform, after which he asks the teacher about the dynamo on his bicycle. William needs books from the library to learn how it works, but he can borrow them because he doesn't have a library card. However, William is aware of the teacher's secret dates. The boy manages to blackmail the teacher into helping him. After he comes across a book about wind generators, his plan begins to become more detailed. During the president's visit, the tribal chief makes public speech to the president asking for help. However, despite his big words about democracy, the president doesn't like the emphasis on the problems. The chief is taken off the stage without his son or as the villagers being allowed to visit him. William and his friend get around the stage. The president guards beat up a chief lying on the ground. The boys and all the residents rush to his aid. The crowd start to panic. The guards shoot in the air and the president is taken away. Realizing that it is useless to expect help from the authorities, the residents are actively taking up work. However, the hut is small, enough for several months but not for a year. Travel even has to sell the tin sheets from the roof. At the market, he learned that the government denies food shortages in the countryside. On top of that, prices start to rise. Not knowing what else to do, Travel goes to a rally with the opposition. In a library, William continues to study books. His plan is to build a wind generator that will be connected to the pump. This way, the drought will not be terrible and the villagers will have time to grow a new crop before the supplies run out. But the boy needs help of a teacher. However, the teacher is about to flee the city and marry William's sister. At this time, grain is brought to the village. Local people are fighting for it. William is in line at this time, but realizes that 2 truckloads of grain are not enough for everyone. He manages to get in the queue, at the very beginning taking advantage of the riots. He's waiting for the military to let the buyers out of the warehouse. There are hungry people waiting outside to steal supplies. The thought of leaving through another entrance comes to him. At home together with his father, the family counts the remaining money. Now they have to eat once a day. Hard times are coming. Child hopes to start playing if it rains. When William is forbidden to feed the dog, he asks his sister to talk to the teacher. To start the pump and watering the crop needs a dynamo machine, with which the boy himself is not able. The girl accepts the teacher's offer to run away to the big city to not be burdened to the family, but she still gives the device to her brother. The parents manage to convince the headmaster to let William to the library. He encourages the local youth to experiment, build a model of a windmill and make sure that the dynamo machine will generate electricity. They manage to power a tape recorder from a small windmill. Inspired by the first success, the young people begin to build a full-fledged mill. William shows the model to his father and describes his plan to power the irrigation pump. But in order for the boy to succeed, he needs a father's bike, which in the process will become useless. However, the father doesn't like the idea of the son. He used to work in all way, hence, trying to get child to donate trains problem makes things worse. William does not give up. He even persuades the older boys to help him take the bike, but Child scared them off, after which they leave. The boys call William to know where the situation may be better, but he refuses to leave his family and father. Child tells his wife what happened, but she blames her husband for a string of failures. While collecting the items needed to build, William notes that the dog has died of starvation. The boy buries his pet in the field where his father finds him. They are again talking about the potential of the windmill. Realizing that there is nothing to lose, the father agrees to disassemble the bike for parts. While William works on a machine, the villagers cut down trees and build the frame of the future mill. Soon the project is finished. The blades are installed. The pump is connected. The boy climbs up with a dynamo machine to connect the last wires. The wind starts spinning the windmill blades, and the villagers look to William with hope. When he comes down, he puts the battery on charging. Tired of waiting, people go to work in the field. Suddenly the pump turns on and starts pumping water. The happy boy is hugged by the happy father. Farmers dig dishes for irrigation in dry land while others run for seeds. Soon the first green shoots appeared. Shamans in the background of the sun's sky go away from the frame. Superstition is no longer necessary. William reveals that the authorities want to see the windmill and offer him scholarship to another school. But the boy decides to save his father to help him. Travel hugs his son and says that a piece of William will always be in a village, so he can go. In the comments tell me if you like this story, how much would you rate it on a 10-point scale, and don't forget to subscribe and click the bell.